Issue 23 is next, a proposed charter revision, the City of Cincinnati, to change the date of the mayoral primary. The ballot language is as follows. It is a proposed charter amendment of the City of Cincinnati. A majority affirmative vote is necessary for passage. Shall Article 9, Nominations and Elections, Section 1A and Section 4 of the Charter of the City of Cincinnati be amended to provide that the date of the mayoral primary shall be moved to the first Tuesday after the first Monday in May of the year of an election to select a mayor of the City of Cincinnati, or if the date of the State of Ohio primary will be held on an alternate date of that year to the date of the state primary, and in the event of an election to fill the unexpired term of the office of mayor, to move the date of the mayoral primary to the first Tuesday after the first Monday in August of the year of an election to fill the unexpired term of the office of mayor, or if the State of Ohio August election will be held on an alternate date that year to the date of the state election scheduled to be in August of that calendar year. Presenting this issue is Carolyn Miller. Carolyn is a past president of the League of Women Voters. For many years, she has chaired the League's City Government Committee. During the past year, she served on the Cincinnati Charter Review Task Force, which formulated the recommendations to City Council to place both issues 23 and 24 before voters. Please welcome Carolyn Miller.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. I will try to get through these pretty quickly because I know we're past our time. They're not difficult issues. I wanted to point out that both issues 23 and 24 were placed on the ballot by a vote of 6 members of City Council. Just like at the state level, there are 2 different ways you can get a charter amendment on the ballot. Either have 6 members of City Council agree to put it on the ballot, or you can go out and collect signatures as folks did for the Parks Levy, and that's another way for that to get on the ballot. So these 2 recommendations both came from City Council following recommendations from our Charter Review Task Force. So we've been working for the last year to come up with recommendations. You may recall last November you passed in the City of Cincinnati a charter amendment that did a number of things, deleting some obsolete language, some minor things that we felt were needed to clear up the charter. So this is kind of a second phase. These are not hugely impactful issues, but we think they will make a difference. So as you just heard, issue 23 basically changes the date of the mayoral primary. We elect our mayor every 4 years now in the City of Cincinnati. The charter currently says that we shall have a mayoral primary in September, the second Tuesday of September, if there are more than 2 candidates who file to run for mayor. If there are not more than 2 candidates who file, we don't need the primary. They go straight to the general election. So that provision would still be in effect. We would simply move the primary from September to the second Tuesday in May, which is a typical state primary election time. So that's the basic proposal. If we need one of those interim mayoral elections, if somebody resigns or midterm, then in that case, the primary would be in August because of some filing deadline issues. We'd want to make sure that we were able to have a primary. So emphasize, we wouldn't even need the primary if we only had 2 candidates who filed to run for mayor. Statements made in favor of this proposal is that holding the mayoral primary in September has been an issue with the Board of Elections. This has not happened yet, but if there were a close election and you needed recounts, there wouldn't be enough time to fulfill all the recount provisions before absentee voting began. So they're concerned about that, even though that has not happened yet. One other thing is that maybe there would be some other issue on the ballot, so the City of Cincinnati would not have to carry the full cost of having the election. The September mayoral primary, there's only that, so the city of Cincinnati pays the full cost. There may or may not be other issues, but there may be, and that might be helpful. There's some thought that the mayoral primary in May might increase voter participation in the mayoral primary. It's been pretty dismal when it's been held in September. We don't know, but it could. It could. Some people don't like this amendment, though, because it wouldn't necessarily guarantee any cost savings. It would create a much longer period of time between when you have the primary and you actually have the election, so that perhaps an incumbent mayor would have a greater advantage, especially in fundraising. So some people have a concern about that. The original proposal to have it in September was trying to collapse and having a fairly short time period where you were thinking about the mayor and having debates and all of those attendant things. And there are some better ways to do a primary selection process, like an instant runoff election, but that was not considered for this. So are there questions about moving the mayoral primary to May? Sorry. Okay, thank you.